All right, fellas, buckle up. We're in for part 8 of the top 10 things that men screw up in relationships. And today we're talking about something that's quietly destroying more marriages than burnt meatloaf and forgotten anniversaries combined. Comparing your wife to other women. Now, before you start looking to exit video button here, stick with me. We're not just talking about the obvious stuff, like scrolling through social media and thinking, why doesn't my wife post Bible verses with filters and aesthetic coffee mugs? Or why doesn't my wife wear hot pants like this cutie in the video I'm watching that I probably shouldn't be? We're talking about the subtle comparisons, the eye rolls, the why can't she be more like so-and-so's wife, or the dreaded, well, my ex never did that. By the way, drop that line and all I can say is congratulations. You've just added 5 years of emotional cleanup to your life. I've been married to my incredible wife, Holly, for almost 30 years. And for more years than I care to admit, I made this mistake. Not loudly, not rudely, but just enough for her to feel like she wasn't enough. And let me tell you, nothing crushes a woman's spirit like knowing she's been measured against something or someone she never agreed to compete with. I mean, look at 2 Corinthians 10:12, where it says, but when they measure themselves by one another and compare themselves with one another, they are without understanding. Now, that phrase, without understanding, it comes from the Greek word, which actually means foolish, senseless, lacking discernment. Paul's saying, look, when you get caught up in comparing, you've lost all wisdom. You're acting like someone who just doesn't get it. Now, he was writing to believers who were playing the spiritual comparison game. Who had the better ministry, who had more influence, who was the real deal. But the principle applies in your marriage too. Comparison is the thief of contentment. You start comparing and pretty soon you stop celebrating. Instead of seeing your wife's strengths, you're stuck looking at someone else's highlight reel, or worse, your own delusional imagination. And you know what you miss when you compare her to others? Her. You miss her. You miss her heart. You miss her effort, her uniqueness, her actual value. Listen, she wasn't created to be someone else. She was fearfully and wonderfully made by God. And when you constantly wish she were different, you're essentially telling God, hey, great job, but I think you missed a few things. So how do we stop the comparison game? First, cut the noise. If social media is feeding your discontentment, take a break. Real women don't live on Instagram. They live in your house, doing real life with you. 2, check your expectations. Are you expecting your wife to be your best friend, your spiritual mentor, your personal chef, your gym buddy, therapist, and cheerleader all at once? Yeah, that's called a Marvel superhero character. It's not reality. And 3, celebrate her specifically. Don't just say you're amazing. Say, I love the way you care for our family. I see how hard you work. I'm grateful for your faith. Let me tell you what, when I stopped comparing and I started appreciating, things changed, both in my own heart and in how my wife felt. Holly didn't have to wonder if she measured up because I wasn't holding a measuring stick anymore. Instead, I was holding her hand. Here's my challenge for you today. This week, eliminate one source of comparison and replace it with daily encouragement. Tell your wife something you admire about her every single day. Celebrate who she is, not who she's not, because great men don't compare their wives to others. They choose to cherish the one they vowed to love. As always, until next time, live faith-fueled and battle-ready.